103 Albany's Rock Station, live from the New School Center for Media Studios. Backstage at SPAC is Styles hanging out right now. And very honored, Dave Navarro joining us. How are you, brother?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing good, man. You guys had the day off yesterday. Nothing fun, just kind of relaxing day?
You know, we did 3 in a row on this tour. And so on a day off, I generally just lay low.
Just hang out?
Yeah.
That's not too bad.
Save it for the stage.
So you guys have, so far, you're very early on. What is it? This is like the 4th show now? 4th or 5th?
This will be the 4th one, yeah.
So how's the tour going so far? Because usually the first couple of days, there's a few hiccups here and there.
Yeah, but you're dealing with pretty seasoned professional bands out here.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, Alice in Chains, and we were touring all this year. So our system's kind of in
place
touring
already.
place. Yeah. So, and Alice in Chains have also been touring quite extensively. So, I mean, we just kind of fell into the groove. You know, after a while, you just get used to playing in a different place every night, and that's the deal.
How's the stage show? Because I haven't seen you guys in quite some time for this tour in particular. Is it kind of like the big theatrics as in the last tour, a couple tours, or?
Well, you know, we tend to walk that fine line of theatrical and just pure rock show. I mean, you know, if anything else, there's 4 guys on stage playing music.
Mm-hmm.
That you can expect.
Now you guys got a brand new track out, Another Soulmate. Is this a lead to a new album, or is this kind of for helping out with the tour and putting it out right now?
It's actually just a brand new track. Nothing really more behind it. I don't even know if it's available right now, but we'll be playing that on this tour.
Okay.
Yeah.
I gotta say, because I know we got it last Thursday, like the first day of the tour.
I just don't know if anybody, if you can't, I don't know if you can buy it. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Not that anybody buys anything anymore.
Have you guys been working on a lot of new music lately, or is this just kind of something that kind of fell into place?
Well, we have been touring quite a bit. So between touring on the last record, Great Escape Artist, and then Perry and I both work on a number of different things outside of Jane's Addiction and this tour. You know, there really hasn't been a whole lot of time other than to crank out a song when we're all in the same city.
Cool. And you guys just put out a new live record, Live in NYC, which was from the last record.
Yeah, that I don't know anything about.
Well, then let me ask you this, because you say that they just put out, have you heard about the Twinkle Twinkle Little Rock Star series that they have out there in the world, where they take a lot of like major rock bands and rock stars and they turn their songs into lullabies, like they dumb them down?
Yeah. A lot of my dates own those.
You guys actually have one coming out on August 20th, or they're putting one out for you guys. You guys have no clue about that, though. At least you don't.
I don't really. That stuff to me is
kind of minor.
Yeah, I don't really pay attention to that. But you're talking to a guy who wants the least amount of details. I want to know the day I'm leaving and the day I'm coming home. I don't know any stop that we're going to. I don't care. To me, it's like any stage, any city is cool with me. I'm all about I'm just all about playing, and like the little, nuances of all that kind of business stuff is not really here or there for me.
Now, for you, when you do, you're talking about how you are about the details and stuff like that. Are you that way with Ink Masters when you're going and filming the show?
Well, yeah. I mean, in terms of dates, yeah, I'm not paying attention much to the calendar.
Right.
Yeah.
Just when you got to show them what you got to do that day.
Yeah. I mean, like, I'm all about the process, so it doesn't matter where I am to do that process.
Okay.
You know, I could be here, I could be in Texas, and I'm just as happy.
You just want to do it and crank it out and do your work.
Yeah.
Well, that's good, man. At least you're happy and you're proud about that. You mind if we talk about Ink Masters for a little bit?
Oh, yeah, sure. Whatever you want.
Well, I mean, obviously tonight's another new episode this season.
Oh, that is tonight, isn't it?
Yeah, it's tonight, 10 o'clock. You got a new episode coming on.
Cool.
You guys are a couple episodes deep so far, and I hear that they're doing season 4 casting already. Are you a part of the casting, or you just kind of show up, you just do it?
No, I'm a host, so casting is a casting department, and, sometimes when the 3 of us, me and Oliver Peck and Chris Nunez, get to set on the first day, we'll be surprised because we'll know a number of the tattoo artists that show up to compete. But no, casting really has nothing to do with us, and I think it's good because we don't want to have any kind of connection to a particular artist that could or could not be construed as being favorable.
Right, you don't want that pre-mindset going in, like, oh, I know this guy, so he's...
I mean, for me, I would rather it be, 16 strangers, as far as I'm concerned. So, that is left up to the casting department, and we just come in and look at the work, and actually the show that I wish they made.
That many, huh?
Yeah, it's just amazing.
Is it just you guys in the outtakes, or is everybody on the outtakes?
Oh, I mean, it's the whole show. I mean, you're talking about 16 contestants, a guest judge, the three of us, and with 3 days per episode, you can imagine the amount of outtakes.
It takes you guys 3 days to do each episode.
Yeah.
Wow.
Because well, not really. If you think about it, like you're talking about 6-hour tattoos and drawing and working with clients. I mean, that's a day right there for these guys. They got to sleep.
How are the canvases? Because it seems like, and I heard on your Dark Matter radio show that you were talking about, like, sometimes the canvases come in, they know what they're supposed to get, but they want something completely different the day they show up for the taping.
You know, I think that it's hard to say, because I think that our human canvases are not unlike 90% of the people that walk into tattoo shops across America, where they come in, they want something, and then the artist draws it up, and then they want something totally else. And, you know, a lot of people are very indecisive at the 11th hour, especially when they realize this is happening now and this is going on my skin forever. Maybe I can change my mind one more time. And that happens on our show, and I think it's a universal thing that every artist can relate to.
Right, and, you know, it seems like, at least with the people who watch it, kind of like those who watch any type of reality show, they almost sometimes become like an expert now. Because, like, the line contest and the gray and the black and grays.
Yeah. It's really funny because, I think that as a result of a lot of the tattoo television out there, you know, certainly it started with Miami Ink, and then it went to Inked, and then there's LA Ink, New York Ink, and our show, and Tattoo Nightmares. There's like a big slew of tattoo programming, and I think that the public, probably for good reason, is much more educated about it than they were, say, 15 years ago.
True.
At large. Like, my dad now knows what might be a good tattoo versus what isn't. And he looks at me, I watched it with my dad the other night before we left on the tour, and he's looking at the tattooist, and he's looking at the artist and the stuff they're doing. Then he looks over at me and goes, "You got a lot of bad tattoos, don't you?" I go, yeah, I do. You know, that's for me, that's par for my course. I got started at 17, you know. But, it's interesting. So I think that what happens is, not so much on our show, but I know a lot of friends in shops that, like, when I come in, they're like, "Oh, here's that guy again. This guy." You know, because all my clients now think they know what they're talking about.
Right, because of you, yeah.
Because of us, yeah. I don't want to say it's because of me, but, you know, so it's good and it's bad. It's good and it's bad.
Now, you're talking about your dad. Was that the first time your dad actually saw the show?
Yeah.
A couple days ago. What's his thoughts on the show now that he see his son on TV hosting a reality show?
Well, it's the third season.
Right.
So I think the biggest mystery is that he hasn't seen a single episode
What was his reasoning for that? Does he have one, or he just doesn't pay attention that much to that type of stuff?
To be fair for him, I don't really tell anybody about, you know, I don't. To me, like, he's my dad.
Right.
It's not an extension for me to talk about my professional work. You know what I mean? So it's like,
it's just your dad. You're hanging out with him.
It's my dad. Like, I don't really care if he watches TV or listens to my records or anything. It's family. So in his defense, I didn't really mention it. So I went over there and said, you know, I got this TV show on if you want to check it out. And it was pretty fun. I had a good time watching it with him.
Well, was he just kind of like commentating the whole way through it to you, or just kind of looking back and did he sit there and absorb it all?
He absorbed it all, and he was like, you know, the same thing that a lot of people who aren't into tattooing, the same reaction is like, I didn't realize how much, you know, craft and artistry goes into this. And he was actually very impressed with all the artists, which was cool.
And it seems kind of interesting because now that you're saying how it's becoming such a big thing in culture now, that it seems like a lot of tattoo artists, if you want to call them artists, don't go through the proper channels now, doing the apprenticeship and really learn. They just get a gun and a needle and they're like, okay, I'm an artist. I set up a shop.
I can't speak for tattoo artists at large because I don't know. You know, I don't know all of them, but I can say that we've definitely run across a few people that haven't done that and haven't put in, like, you know, the apprenticeship like you talk about, and you know, I think it shows in their work. Just much like for me, if I don't practice, I'm not going to be very good on stage. You know, and that's happened more than a few times.
And you know, I'm sitting and we're talking about the show Ink Master tonight at 10 on Spike TV. Tattoo Baby back this season.
Yeah.
A lot of people talking about her because of the fact of, you know, it seems like she's not putting in as much work this time. Like, she's almost kind of like
phoning it in.
Yeah, phoning it in now because she's done it once before, and she's complaining about all the same things all over again. Like, you knew the drill coming back.
I love how wrapped up in this you are.
It's a great show, amazing. Man. But I'm glad you know
more about you know more about it than I do, because we shot that like 6 months ago.
Right, but you guys aren't doing the finale till what, like October?
The finale is live, yeah. So there's 3 in the finale, and then and so we will determine a winner then. But I mean, I try and stay pretty clear of the of what people are talking about in terms of the show, because 70% of it, I would say, is really positive and supportive, and then I get 30% of it, which is just the most. I try and stay pretty clear of it. You know, sometimes I'll kind of tweet along with the audience,
right?
And that's a lot of fun. But I mean, Tattoo Baby has definitely, you know, it's not an easy gig, and I will say this, for every single one of them, my hat's off to them. I could not do what they do. I mean, they're sleeping very little. They're working all day long. They're tattooing all day long. They're drawing art all night long. As soon as they're done with a 6-hour tattoo, they're generally drawing something up for the next day.
Oh, wow.
So they sleep very little, and they're in the same quarters, and it's a couple of months. And it's very intense, uncomfortable place that they're in. So even the person that goes home first still has, in my opinion, tremendous strength and courage.
Oh yeah, because they're there for at least a week or two at that point, going through the process.
And it's a mind trip, you know, for them. You know, for the 3 of us.
You guys just walk in, judge.
We're done. I don't really judge much of anything. I just, you know, we have a guest judge and I host, and then every once in a while I'll say, I like this. Or my job mainly is to get out of Chris and Oliver what the public might be thinking.
Okay.
Like, I'll look at something, like, if you remember, you
need to lead them along.
There was a dude that did a Blue Lion, mystical Mike. Okay. And on your screen, it looked good, and these guys are trashing it. So my job is kind of like to be the guy at home on the couch and ask them, hey man, that looks like a lion to me. What's wrong with that? And then they'll tell me, and in turn inform the audience.
So you're just kind of like the leader to kind of lead along the whole process. They're like, okay, guys, really, I want you to the average guy, like you said, the average guy on the couch. Explain it to them.
Yeah, I mean, because I'm not a tattooer, so they tell me as I'm not a tattooer, and then in turn tells the public that's aren't tattooers.
Q103 live at Qruption, talking with Dave Navarro. I want to talk to you actually because you about your Dark Matter Radio. You have a bit of a radio TV show.
Yeah.
The website's tradiov.com.
tradiov.com, and it's a 2-hour show called Dark Matter, and it's like caller driven, and just me and a couple of my friends, and you can watch it and listen to it on the internet. So it's video and audio and live radio. It's my favorite medium. I've been doing radio for 11 years. Started at Indy 103 in LA.
In LA, okay.
And been doing it ever since.
All right, cool, man. Well, definitely check it out. Dark Matter Radio. Jane's Addiction live tonight. I think you guys go on around 8:20. 8:20. And so we're going to get the new song.
I hope so.
And so for the rest of the set, it's just going to be a combination of all the best of pretty much from you guys, or are you guys going to go deep into the albums?
I wish it was the best of. I don't know. We don't put the set list together. The set's not together yet.
Oh, okay.
So,
you guys change it every night?
We try to.
Okay.
We try to. What ends up happening is we'll change it every night, and then at the 11th hour, we'll go back to the night we did before. Mm-hmm. So it kind of depends on sound on stage, on all of our collective headspaces, and, you know, we kind of have to take it song by song, but we've started to change it up a little bit and go a little bit deeper into back catalog.
Cool. Well, looking forward to tonight. 8:20 live right here at the Rockstar Energy Drink Uproar Tour, Qruption.
Are you guys simulcasting the shows?
We're not simulcasting the shows.
That's too bad.
Yeah, unfortunately not. We're just doing live broadcasts right now and just talking to you.
All right, man.
So, Dave Navarro, thank you so much, brother.
Yeah, pleasure. Thank you, man.